President-elect William Ruto's lawyers and those representing IEBC made a case in defense of the Commission's conduct of the presidential election, describing the election technology deployed by IEBC as being so secure as to rival military-grade systems. Advocates of the two denied claims that the system had been infiltrated by unauthorized persons in aid of Ruto, saying the Electoral Commission deployed one of the most verifiable yet safest technology systems that scored more than 90% in expected performance. Sam Gituku reports.
The respondents addressed accusations by petitioners describing the election technology used by IEBC as systematically secured, especially along the results transmission system.
The entire network through which the results are transmitted are secured or double layered with firewalls, meaning there's the first firewall and the second firewall for purposes of securing that transmission.
Lawyer Eric Gumbo took the court through the process of capturing an image of the presidential election results declaration form and transmitting it to the National Tallying Center, dismissing claims of any midway manipulation of the forms.
At the point at which that image is to be transferred, it is encrypted. So as it is transmitted, it is not in the form of what we would imagine the image of Form 34A.
It takes the image, it actually tells him, if the image is not clear, it will tell him, your image is not clear. Please retake it. So he takes his image and he presses send. That image travels from that, it is gone. He cannot recall. In fact, even if he does not have network, it will tell him the image has been sent, it will arrive when it will arrive.
On claims that the system was interfered with, IEBC told of the measures taken to enable the results forms portal withstand the amount of traffic by persons seeking the results for different reasons.
Michael Ouma in his affidavit says that there were more than 380 million hits on trying to, just to access the public portal. And that according to him, none of the systems even blinked.
Our system is so good because it's based on blockchain. It actually, what it does, it actually gives resources as is required. If the 50 million Kenyans logged in now to our portal, it will give them without even stuttering whatever form they want.
On claims that some of the forms were intercepted and taken through staging before re-uploading into the online system, IEBC denied any such possibility.
I come to the second question, which is whether there was interference with uploading and transmission of Forms 34A from the polling stations to the IEBC public portal. The emphatic answer is no.
Form 34A are only transmitted from the KIMS by the PO. Neither Wafula Chebukati, nor Hussein Marjan, nor Boya Molu, nor anyone else can upload Form 34A. Form 34A is transmitted from the polling station, goes. And that is the end of that story.
It would make a lot of sense if somebody said that so and so got into the system and they interfered with the system in this manner. It is not enough for somebody to say Gumbo was found in the system, because what matters here is the allegation around manipulation and alteration of the results.
So eventually the election and the results were declared based on the hard copies that were brought by the returning officers from the constituencies. They were not based on the portal, that the portal is meant for comfort, for transparency, for accountability.
IEBC further explained why certain named IEBC officials had access to the results management system during the verification exercise, some of whom Commissioner Justus Nyang'aya had cited in his affidavit.
Abdidahir Malim was one of the returning officers, duly gazetted for purposes of this election. Like I earlier said, he then had access limited to the singular purpose of transmitting the Form 34B. in relation to the area he was presiding over.
What they accessed was at the verification panel for the C, and all the agents were there. Did they require the chairman to sit there entering manually the 46? And in fact, we have attached the authorization for each and every person who was seated on that table.
Part of the petitioner's case was the continuous generation of Form 34C, the final national results form for the presidential election.
As the verification and retallying of the Form 34As were going on at the National Tallying Center, whenever they completed the verification and retallying of a constituency, they would then upload it onto the Form 34C after the completion of the verification. That then meant that that process had to be an incremental process.
As for foreigners said to have been in control of the IEBC election system, IEBC told of how all service providers offering technological support were removed from the system a day to the polls.
Every person was logged off from our system on the 8th of August. There is an email we have attached to the affidavit as relates to that. Anyone who had access to our systems was someone who was authorized to do.
The petitioners will on Friday get a chance to answer some of the submissions by the respondents that they don't agree with. Sam Gitu